There are days when your mind feels crowded even if your life doesn't look chaotic from the outside. You're doing the same things you always do, the routines, the responsibilities, the small tasks that make up a day. But internally, there's a kind of mental clutter that keeps you from feeling steady. Thoughts stack on top of each other, and worries drift in and out. Old conversations replay, future concerns hover. And even though nothing dramatic is happening, you feel full in a way that's hard to explain. This kind of mental crowding is familiar to anyone who's lived long enough to carry a few decades of experience. It's not immaturity. It's not lack of discipline. It's simply the mind doing what minds do when life has been lived deeply. It holds more than it's used to. And sometimes without meaning to, you end up carrying too much at once. That's the moment this episode is for, because you don't need a major reset to clear mental clutter. You don't need a long meditation or a quiet room, or even a perfect environment. You just need a small way to create space, a way to gently widen the gap between your thoughts so your nervous system can breathe again. And early spring is the perfect season for this. The spring brings movement. It brings energy. It brings a kind of internal stirring that can feel both hopeful and overwhelming. The mind wakes up before the body is fully ready. Ideas rise, emotions thaw, plans start forming, and all of that activity can make your inner world feel crowded. Because creating space isn't about emptying your mind. It's about giving your thoughts room to settle. Now here's a simple way to do that. First, acknowledge the crowding. Not with judgment and not with pressure, just with honesty. Quietly say to yourself, my mind feels full right now. That single sentence interrupts the swirl. It names what's happening without trying to fix it, because naming is the first form of space. Second, choose one thought to place down. Not all of them, not the whole pile, just one. Maybe it's a worry you've been carrying. Maybe it's a task you keep mentally rehearsing. Maybe it's a conversation you're replaying. Now imagine setting it down on a table beside you. You're not ignoring it. You're simply not holding it for the next few moments. Third, return to one physical sensation. The weight of your feet, the rise and fall of your breath, the feeling of your hands resting where they are. This anchors your attention in the present moment. It's the only place where mental clutter begins to loosen. This works because the mind doesn't need to be emptied to feel clear. It just needs a little space. And when you acknowledge the crowding, place down one thought and anchor it to one sensation, you're giving your system a moment of relief. And that moment is often enough to restore clarity. So use this practice whenever your mind feels too full. Early spring is a season of gentle expansion. Let this be a way to expand inwardly, not by adding more, but by creating space for what's already there. Now you take care and stay connected.